Alright everyone, thank you for your patience. I had to figure out the setup because I haven't actually done this before with the tier list setup. So and actually hang on. Let me resize that a little bit. Okay, so what we're going to be doing on this stream is a little different from what we've done before because we're actually going to be doing a tier list. And what's funny about this is that my friend Man of a Thousand Thoughts actually did a very similar live stream. Actually, let me turn the music down a little bit. My friend Man of a Thousand Thoughts did a very similar live stream the other day. Not the other day, yesterday. Literally yesterday. Literally less than 24 hours ago. He did a live stream like this. But he was just ranking the intros of each of these shows, which of course sometimes you can actually play them and sometimes you can't. It just depends on how strict they are with copyright with the live streams. So yeah, what we're going to be doing here, let me maybe resize this window just a little bit. You guys can't see it yet, but the tier list is on my screen right here. Let me go for 700. There we go. That looks good. That looks good. Jacob, you already know where Tron Uprising is going to be. Come on. We went through all of that together. Alright, so I guess without further ado, here's the tier list. And, oh, hang on. Let me go back and fix the chat a little bit. Let me have it be a little bit bigger. There we go. Hello, Richard. Oh, by the way, so in case you didn't know, in case you didn't see my community post, we do have new memberships now. It's just the one tier. It's 99 cents a month if you want to join and get early access to videos. Starting on Friday, my plan is to have a new video out for everyone, and then a new video you can watch if you are a member. And my plan is to keep up with that by just making at least one video a week. And part of what I'm trying to do is do these live streams to have you know, to have live streams that I can then cut down into shorter videos that we can do like highlight reels of the live streams, so that even people who don't get to watch them at the time that they happen can still enjoy them and even potentially participate, especially considering the ones, well, especially with the ones that are going to be like submission based. Like the ones where I ask for questions, for example, like the food one, like that's gonna be. I think my plan is to try to do that next Sunday because Tuesday's live stream. My plan is to do the shipping tier list. So, which of these shows do you think actually has the best intro? That's a great question. I didn't get to watch the full stream that Man did because I fell asleep, and I didn't have a chance to watch the rest of it later. But this intro, I mean, I know when we saw the Gargoyles one, we're like, oh my god, I want to go watch that show. I still haven't seen that show, and I need to fix that because it looks awesome. And I mean, it's Keith David. Come on, it's Keith freaking David. Like, oh my god, he's the coolest. Given this channel, I have an idea which show is going to be A tier or S tier. So what I'm going to do is, on my phone, I'm going to pull up the list. Or maybe actually I'll pull it up on my tablet. Where is my... Oh, my tablet is downstairs, isn't it? I think my tablet is downstairs. That's okay. We ball. Alright, so list of Disney television animation productions. There we go. Alright, so starting with the television series. And I'm grateful that I was able to see that, like, especially the first part of the live stream that Man did. Because I wasn't familiar with all of these shows. So we're gonna go, and I'm gonna have to look at the stream to see. Okay, so we're not ranking Disney Junior shows, so anything that's Disney Junior that I didn't already get is not going to be a part of this. But anyway, so we're starting with... in 1985, the Wuzzles. Alright, where is the Wuzzles on here? I didn't organize them. I might try to do Lion Guard. Gonna go in. We're not ranking that. We're not ranking Lion Guard. Let me see how that looked on the... Actually, let me just switch back to OBS real quick. I still don't have my dual monitor set up. Oh, you can't even see not ranking because it's... Okay. Alright, well, that's just as well, I guess. Hey, Jonathan, I'm doing good. How are you? Okay, so the Wuzzles, that's the first one. Okay, where is the Wuzzles? Where is the Wuzzles? Wuzzles. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Gummy bears. Oh, there's Wuzzles. Okay, right here. Alright, so has anyone here actually seen the Wuzzles? Because I certainly have not. I think I might just have to give that a haven't seen. I don't know. Let's see, what does it look like when I drag it into C tier? Are we saying C tier, maybe? Alright, I'm just trying to look and make sure that looks good, because I haven't done this before. Maybe I can... What did that do? Did that do anything? Oh, it's not... Is it not updating? Is it not... Okay, let me try... I may have to do something different to get this to work. Yeah, it's not updating anything. We have been unavoidably detained by pranker spirits. Yeah, this is not going to work if it's not letting me... What is it? What are you doing? Hang on. Okay. Yeah, it's not even the... For some reason... Alright, what do I need to do differently? Let me... Alright, I'm going to try to see if I can do it this way. Otherwise, I'm going to have to do it a slightly different way, which is not the end of the world, but... Can you tell I haven't done this before? Because if it's not working like this, then I'm going to have to do it as a device capture. Okay, well that sort of worked. I mean, it scrolled it down at least. 700. And then... No, go back to... properties, because I'm like, people do this all the time, so it should not be that hard. Okay. Alright, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking with gas. Alright, now I think I just need to... scroll down a little bit more and we should be okay. No, that's not what I want to do. Hang on. You... Okay, so I think if I just move back to here and close the stupid ad, and then scroll down a little bit, we should be okay. Is it still, it's still showing an ad? Why is it still showing an ad? Oh, that's annoying. Okay. Alright, well then I'm gonna do it as a... Okay, hang on. Let me go back to presentation mode and let me see if maybe that'll... Alright, I apologize for the technical difficulties, folks. Alright, there we go. But it's still not showing anything. Okay, I don't know why. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. Instead of... Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, here we go. Okay. Alright, that's actually kind of cool. Alright, I got this figured out. Good. Okay, cool. And I can have everything here where it needs to be. Okay, so yeah, Wuzzles. Okay. We got it figured out. Gummy bears for the win. Yes, thank you. Okay, so the Wuzzles, I think I'm just gonna have to put in haven't seen, because I saw that little bit of the intro, but I can't really judge it. Now, Gummy Bears I have seen. Gummy Bears I have seen because it was one of the first episodes we did at the podcast without a cool acronym. Because I didn't realize that the Wuzzles existed. So, like, a lot of you, probably a lot of you, I assumed that Gummy Bears was the first television animation show. And we'll get to Moon Girl, but we're going in order. So, number 2, Adventures of the Gummy Bears. That I'm going to have to put in B tier, because it's a solid little show. Nothing crazy. The intro, of course, is all the way up in, like, S tier. Or, actually, no, I think it was A tier, because it still is, like, a clip show, but the song is so good. I mean, you probably already know the song, even if you haven't seen the show. It's just that damn good. And if you don't know, well, I can't play it without getting copyright claims, so we're not going to do that. But anyways, moving right along, the next show is DuckTales, and this is definitely going to be, and this is the original DuckTales from 1987 to 1990, and this one goes all the way up in A tier right here. Never forget that Perry's favorite song is Gasolina. Yeah, well, it changed a couple times, so it wasn't necessarily Gasolina. That's just funny. And I think it's still funny that the whole thing with the Phineas and Ferb characters at Disneyland is that Phineas and Ferb just see Perry in his secret agent hat and are like, okay, yeah, whatever, that's cool. My kid really likes those gummy bear candies. Can you make a show about that? So moving right along, we have the New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, which is right here. I don't know why these are somewhat out of order, but not entirely. So New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, that's one I do remember watching because they would run it on Disney Channel. And it's really good. I have no complaints about it, which gets you, I think that gets you a B tier. What do you think? Winnie the Pooh and B tier? I'm sure some of you have seen that. Oh, actually, I'm going to grab my water real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, don't remember. I don't remember and haven't seen. I'm probably going to actually delete. Here, let's delete. Don't remember. And I don't need an E tier. Let's make this a little bit less complicated. Okay. Alright. So, next one we have is Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. I think this is another solid show. I think it's not quite as good as DuckTales, but it's still very good. Yeah, this is in order of year. So right now we're in 1988 with, or 1989 with Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. So I think that gets you a B. Again, the theme song is really, really good. The show is good too. Now, I admit I haven't seen too much of it. But I know obviously the basic premise. I know the characters. I know Gadget is one of the few, actually the only real Disney Afternoon representation left at Disneyland with Gadget's Go Coaster. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah, I would say Rescue Rangers firmly B tier. And now we're getting into the weird ones with Tailspin. Tailspin was 1990, and Tailspin asks the question of, what if we took someone's Jungle Book AU fanfic and made a cartoon based on it? Because yeah, Tailspin, it has Blue working as a air delivery person. So Tailspin, I'm thinking also B tier. I'm thinking there's going to be a lot of those older shows in B tier because they're good, but you know, they're still kind of products of their time and were kind of made to, in some ways, be toy commercials. I'm not going to have a clue what half these shows are. Yeah, so I'll kind of blitz through the rest of these, I think. Darkwing Duck, though, that's going to get you an S tier, I think. Or S or A. I think Darkwing is good enough to go in S. Darkwing is really good. And Bill Watts and Bob Roth got their start working on Darkwing Duck, so I kind of got to give it, the honor of that. Okay, we got Goof Troop. I haven't seen Goof Troop, but I think I'm just going to put it in B tier with its other Disney afternoon friends. The shows that people generally like. Next we have The Little Mermaid. Okay. So here's the thing about The Little Mermaid animated series. Here's the thing. When it's good, when they were able to just have fun with it and do something completely batshit, it was really fucking good. The problem is, there's also some episodes of it that are really, really bad. Most notably, there was one that we watched where they did like a werewolf story. They had Flounder get scratched by like a howling hairfish, and that was the whole conflict of the episode. Yeah, there was a Little Mermaid animated series, and it had this mermaid boy named Urchin, and there were a couple episodes that had a deaf mermaid who used sign language, so that's cool. But crab experiments, yeah. So the Little Mermaid animated series, for those of you who are out of the loop, it's kind of a long story, and I don't really have time to recap the whole thing. But long story short, my friend Tony Goldmark does a podcast called Escape from Walt Disney, and they did a guest choice episode where someone requested that they watch the Little Mermaid episode, The Island of Fear, and this was from late in the Little Mermaid series' run. And it was when it was when you could tell the writers were like, we really want to be making Batman the Animated Series, so screw it, we're just gonna do whatever we want. And so they did episodes with freaking dinosaurs, and they did episodes with a mad scientist who makes crab experiments. But then there were other episodes where it's like, the whole time Sebastian is complaining about Urchin breaking this ugly trophy Triton gave to him to get Sebastian to leave him alone. And he's like bitching and moaning and complaining like a little kid the entire episode. It's like, you are supposed to be the adult. What are you talking about? What are you doing, Sebastian? But anyways, suffice it to say, Island of Fear was real, and Agatha Vile is the great-great-granddaughter of Dr. Vile, and she continues his experiments and makes crab experiments. So that's the story of Agatha Vile. Anyways, the Little Mermaid animated series, I'm going to give it a C, because there's some episodes of it that are good, but there's some episodes of it that are really bad. I want to watch a regular movie. A goofy movie, damn it! An extremely goofy movie, son of a... Anyways, okay, so next up, we're getting to Raw Tunage. Where is Raw Tunage? Raw Tunage. Never seen it. Agatha Vile will have you on her radar if you put the series on a low tier. The thing is, I think Agatha even knows that, the good episodes are good. The good episodes are very good, but there's a lot of bad episodes in there. So, yeah. Anyways, Raw Tunage goes in. Haven't seen it. Bonkers. I'm aware of its existence. I still have to put it in haven't seen. Same goes for, what is that? Marsupiami, which there was I have to read this because we were talking about this yesterday. So it was a spin-off from Raw Tunage, and it was created by Belgian artist Andre Franklin, or Franquin. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. They made 13 episodes of it, and that actually ended up getting its own spin-off later. Okay, so I gotta Marsupilami. But then we'll come back to that in a moment because next we have Aladdin, the animated series, which that's gonna get. Do we think? What do we think, Chad? Do we think B tier or A tier for Aladdin? I'm not gonna give it an S because it still is an adaptation of an existing movie. Samuel, what's up? How's it going? It's an adaptation of an existing movie, so I can't give it like all the way up to S. I mean, yeah, obviously Darkwing is based on the Disney Ducks, so they kind of already existed, but still, this is a movie tie-in show, and it was very good. It was very good from what I remember. So yeah, the question is B or A, but I think I'm just gonna put it over here in B. Yeah, it's gonna be in B tier. And then we have why in the Rescue Rangers movie did they never acknowledge that Chip and Dale were cartoon stars before the show? It's one of those where if you think about it even a little bit, it starts to fall apart, so just don't do that. Best part of Sunnyland streams. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, let's go to Gargoyles. I mean, I haven't seen it, but I feel compelled to give it at least an A, and it honestly might need to be higher. Because it seems like it looks really, really good. I really want to watch it. I just haven't had the time to sit down and watch it. But, like, Keith David is in this, and I mean, come on. Anything where Keith David gets to be a badass is gonna be good. Round 2, you should be ranking them by their theme songs. Well, I can't do that because, I mean, I guess I could do that on my own, but, my good friend, Man of 1,000 Thoughts, literally did that yesterday, so... Darkwing Duck in S tier. Well, it deserves it. It deserves it. Gargoyles, and honestly, I mean, OG DuckTales, I think the biggest thing that holds it back is it's still, you know, it still is a product of its time. They weren't able to go as crazy with it because it still needed to exist to... Well, I don't know how much they were actually doing with toys back then for DuckTales, but... as you'll see, I think the new series is even better. Okay, Schnookums and Meat. Just based on what I saw of this has to go in F tier. Because Sugars and Meat, like, literally just watching the clip of the theme song, I'm like, I have ADHD. I have ADHD, and this is overwhelming to me. And speaking of overwhelming, I'm, thank you so much for removing some of the letters. It looks less overwhelming now. Glad I could do that. Glad I could help. Yeah, but I'm sorry. Schnookums and Meat is going into F tier because it was Disney attempting to do Ren and Stimpy, and it did not work. It was very bad. Okay, Timon and Pumbaa. This is one I've actually watched, and I have pretty good memories of watching. I'm going to give that a B tier. OG Webby is annoying. Yeah, that's valid. Actually, maybe that I might have to drop a little bit. I got a lot in B tier right here. So, yeah, Timon and Pumbaa was fun. I enjoyed it. It was... The thing with Timon and Pumbaa was it was one of those where because it was based around Timon and Pumbaa, they got to be... It was a lot more... They got to be... It was not as beholden to the movie. Not to say that Aladdin and Hercules were... you know, super stoked about that, but, anyways, okay, Quack Pack, where's Quack Pack, there we go, Quack Pack, I'm gonna put Quack Pack in, I mean, really, I haven't seen Quack Pack, I just know about it, I know it existed, so I'm gonna put that in haven't seen. If I had to rank it, I'd probably give it a B or a C, maybe C. Scene clips looks very funny. Which one? I watched some of the other segments like Pit Possum and Tex Tin Star. It's not that bad. Is that Raw Tunage or which one? Whatever the case. Okay. Mighty Ducks the animated series. Okay, this is just completely insane. Like why it kind of hurts my brain. Like they took the Mighty Ducks, which is about a human youth hockey team, if I remember correctly, and they turned it into freaking Transformers, but with alien ducks. What is happening? Does anyone smell toast? I smell toast. B tier seems acceptable for Aladdin. Yeah, I think a lot of these feel at home in B tier. And then we have Doug, which, okay, I never watched Doug, and I think more people would consider it a Nickelodeon show anyway. So the only problem with that is now, I'm gonna have to adjust this. So hold on. Go. Okay. All right, that looks good. That looks better for now. Shookums and meat, yeah. Okay. Another one that I was not very impressed by the look I got from the title sequence is Jungle Cubs. But I can't really be too harsh because I actually haven't seen it. I'm tempted to... Yeah, I'll just put it here. Okay, Nightmare Ned. I literally have never seen this. My comment on it, seeing the intro yesterday, is we have Beetlejuice at home. 101 Dalmatians, the series. I also haven't seen 101 Dalmatians, the series, at least as far as I remember. I don't think I've seen it, so I'm just gonna put it here. Okay, we're finally to stuff people my age probably remember actually watching on television. So, and I wasn't like ranking these, like, you know, by the way, you can't see where my mouse is, but I wasn't like, you know, like, oh, well, you know, Winnie the Pooh is the best or Gummy Bears is the best in B tier. I wasn't doing that. If I was, I'd probably put, like, Aladdin over here, because it was pretty good. But, I don't know. I'm not putting as much thought into this. Especially because with the older shows, there's a bunch of them. Some of them I have seen. There's some that I'm trying to rank, even though I've like seen like little bits of them. Nightmare Net is lost media. So, there's uploads of some of it. We actually saw like a better quality version of it. So moving right along to Recess. I haven't seen like tons and tons of episodes of the original series, but I definitely do remember seeing it, and I remember really liking it. And I remember watching Recess School is Out pretty frequently as a kid, and I really, really like that movie. It's a really good movie. So I only found out about Nightmare Ned because of a rabbit hole I got sent down by Alien Encounter. That sounds about right. Yeah, so Recess, I'm going to put an A tier. Recess is really good. Hello, Random Rules. Why is the chat slow on screen? I don't know. It's because... I think it's because... OBS is kind of working a little harder here with the tier list. So... kind of just is what it is. Okay, so we got Recess. Now, Pepper Ann. Truthfully, I don't remember too much of Pepper Ann. But B tier feels about right for Pepper Ann. Anyone have any objections to Pepper Ann going in B tier? Next we have and I'm gonna need to adjust this again because it's not giving me here. Okay. Okay, that was too much. All right, not 2,100, but like 1,500. So it was decent for what it is. That gets you a B tier, I think. Yeah, well, I know Pepper Ann was an inspiration for Amphibia because Matt Brawley would watch Pepper Ann and then change the channel to Dragon Ball Z. Oh, and there we go. Okay, I updated the placement. All right, so moving right along to is that also PB&J? I thought there were. Okay, PB&J. We're not ranking. I thought I already put PB&J and we're not ranking. Okay, whatever. I'm ignoring you. Yeah, we're not ranking PB&J. But I did actually grow up watching PB&J. Okay, so Hercules. I think that's gonna go right next to Aladdin. Hercules, I don't actually remember watching as many episodes of. I know it existed. I remember it existed. But I think comparatively, I've seen more episodes of Timon and Pumbaa. Actually, I think here, let me move Timon and Pumbaa around a little bit. I think especially because they reran Timon and Pumbaa a lot more on Disney XD or well, Team Disney at the time. Okay, The Weekenders. Oh wait, no, Mickey Mouse Works is next. Okay, Mickey Mouse Works. That's gonna go in. I'm gonna give that an A tier. Classic-ish Mickey Mouse cartoons. You can't go wrong with that. Next we have The Weekenders. This was a good one from what I remember. They have that really funny gag with the pizza place, where every week the pizza place is a different theme, and I think that's really fun. Also the kids are fun. They're very likable. It was more of a grounded take on an animated series, along with Recess, but Recess kind of had sort of an interesting kind of almost like military vibe, like school is like being in the military, whereas Weekenders was very what was, you know, it had some absurdity, but it was mostly more of a grounded show, and I really like that. Yeah, the intro is really good. They have the pizza place that changes themes every week, which is a great running gag. It's a good show from what I remember. Okay, Clerks the animated series. I haven't seen this, and it's really funny that it's a television animation show. But I haven't seen it, so I can't really judge. Teacher's Pet. That one I have seen. I don't remember too much about it. What do we think? B or C tier for Teacher's Pet? No, B. Probably B tier. B tier should be. There's a lot in B tier. I think as we get to more stuff I really remember, it's going to get a little more biased by my opinions on them. Okay, Buzz Lightyear, Star Command. I think that's an A tier. If for no other reason than to piss off John Lasseter, because fuck you, John Lasseter. And it's a good show. It's a genuinely good show. And they had Patrick Warburton playing Buzz, if I remember correctly. Bea's driving. So yeah, Buzz Lightyear, Starkman. And that was Martin McCorkle and Bob Shuley, so the same guys who make Kim Possible. So of course it's going to be good. Okay, House of Mouse. I mean, it's a little tricky because I have a lot of nostalgia for House of Mouse. But also I have to acknowledge that it is a clip show. But it's a really good clip show, and I think that is worth rewarding. So here you go. That's going to be A tier. Wouldn't it be funny if bears could drive cars? Sure. Lloyd in Space. I don't remember much about this show. I know it existed. Sunnyland said fuck. Yes. Okay, Lloyd in Space. I'm gonna put that in B tier. I know I've seen it. I said fuck John Lasseter. Legend of Tarzan. Hey, you know who worked on this show? You know who worked on Legend of Tarzan? Bill Motz and Bob Roth. So, and I remember it being pretty good. So, A tier. Maybe A or maybe B. I don't know. Part of me feels like if I'm going to put Tarzan in A, I have to move Hercules and Aladdin to A. High B tier. Okay, next one is Timo Supremo. I remember Timo Supremo being kind of annoying, if I'm being honest. Where do I want to put Timo Supremo? Okay, I don't want to be too harsh because I haven't seen it in a long time. But I think I'm going to put it here. I think I'm going to put it in C tier. Forget about it. The F word just means forget about it. Okay, next we have Kim Possible. And yeah, you gotta give it an S tier. I mean, it's Kim Possible. Come on. I'm not, what am I, made of stone? Hello, welcome. We're ranking Disney television animation shows. There is a fair amount that I haven't seen a lot of, or just haven't seen. So I'm doing the best I can with that. How are we doing in the chat on the stream? We got 21 people right now. That's pretty good. I only know about Timo Supremo for a Mr. Enter review. How annoying did he say it was? Because I remember it being annoying. And if I thought a show was annoying as a kid, that probably means it was not very good. Kim Possible, my beloved. Yeah, I mean, you gotta love Kim Possible. I don't remember Fillmore too much, but I do remember it was good. So, let me an A tier. Okay, Lilo and Stitch the series. Now, this is one I watched a lot as a kid and probably still haven't seen all the episodes because back then it was really hard to keep track of what episodes you'd actually seen and whatnot. But regardless, I gotta give Lilo and Stitch an S, just because it's really fun. I love the characters. It keeps in line with the movie really well. And it's just a good time. It's a very good time. Obviously, the animation is not as good as the movies, but it's still pretty good. Especially for, like, 2003. I want to cover more of Lilo and Stitch on my channel for sure. I think Lilo and Stitch the series is a lot of fun, and I want to talk about it more. Okay, next up, we have Dave the Barbarian, a show that I remember when it came out. Oh, we're not talking about Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go because I haven't seen it. I don't have strong opinions about it one way or another. So, Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go. Wait, where is the Proud Family? Is the Proud Family... Does the Proud Family not count on this list? Proud Family, no. No, it's not on this list. Okay. I guess... So is Proud Family... Original Proud Family wasn't a Disney television animation production. That's interesting. I'm gonna rank it anyways. But first, Dave the Barbarian. Dave the Barbarian... It had its problems. It could have been better. I know... I remember Dan Palmer saying they, like, tweaked it a bunch and it wasn't as good after they tweaked it. But it was... I still remember it being pretty dang funny. I'm gonna give Dave the Barbarian a high-ish B tier. Yeah, well, Proud Family is here. Proud Family's right here. I'm just like, well, it's not on the list I'm looking at of actual shows as they released. But okay. I'm gonna put Proud Family in high C tier because there's things I like about it and there's things I don't like about it. And it was and wasn't a Disney show, evidently. So, yeah. Okay. Next up, I'll never forget you, Mr. Whiskers. Brandy and Mr. Whiskers. I really liked this show when I was little. Or littler, anyway. What is your favorite episode of Gravity Falls? I'm gonna be basic and say not what he seems. Yeah, Proud Family's technically not a Disney TVA show. Yeah, so it's on the list, so I'm gonna rank it. But like, it's already there. Brandy and Mr. Whiskers. I went back and watched an episode, and it does have kind of proto Ghost and Molly McGee vibes. The biggest difference is Brandy's a bit of a spoiled brat, but Whiskers is very similar to Scratch. But they also have a bit more of a brother and sister dynamic going on, and it's fun, and I liked it. It was a fun, silly show that I enjoyed a lot. And yes, it was. Yes, Mr. Whiskers was referenced in the Ghost of Molly McGee. Okay, next we have American Dragon Jake Long, and this was a cool show. This was a really cool show. Louder and Prouder loves child endangerment. Yeah, I have some harsh words about Louder and Prouder, unfortunately. Yeah, I haven't watched American Dragon Jake Long in a while, but it's a good show. It's a fun time. Mickey Mouse Clubhouse is still on my list, even though I thought I purged everything too. Or did it reset? Why didn't it? I'll go back to. Apparently, okay. Alright, so what I need to do then is I need to go to. What are we doing? Oh, there we go. Crap. Okay, hold on. I was not trying to add like 2 different rows. Okay, yeah, so not ranking. We're not ranking Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. And I need to adjust this again. Okay, there we go. Should be good now. Alright, so the Buzz on Maggie is next. I remember this show was really weird and not something I was too crazy about. I'm gonna give this a D tier. Okay. What is next? Okay. Not ranking that. What is this one? I don't even know. Okay, alright, we're back on track. The Emperor's New School. I'm gonna give that a B tier. It's pretty good. It has its problems. There's things I like about it. I'm probably gonna put it pretty high B tier because I do really like a lot of it. And of course, there's a lot of things from the Buzz on Maggie. The Buzz on Maggie is the greatest piece of animation of all time. Can you elaborate? Because I genuinely remember thinking it was not very good. But anyways, okay, so yeah, Emperor's New School is pretty high B tier. Next up is The Replacements, which was like the last new show that came out before Phineas and Ferb that I remember watching. And this one is gonna go in B tier. Dang it. Okay, what I'm gonna do so that I don't have to change this so much. So I'm gonna scoot back a little bit, and then I'm gonna make this wider. Okay, there we go. Now you can see more of it. And it's not going to change every single time I add something. Okay, Shorty McShort Shorts. I don't have enough of an opinion on this to rank it. No. 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 Okay, Phineas and Ferb. You all know where that's going. Straight to the top. That's going S tier. Kid Batowski. Okay, that's an interesting one. Hang on, actually. Let me... Okay, hang on. Alright. It's a joke in some communities who ironically praise Buzz on Maggie because of how obscure it is. Oh, okay, I gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. Do you think that the people who talk endlessly about the remakes on social media are part of the reason why they continue to make them? Not as much as people going to go see them. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people that just don't have the same kind of reverence for animation that you and I do. And they'll go see it because they're like, oh, it's a new movie I'm going to go see. That's kind of all there really is to it, to be honest. I'm actually going to try to... Okay. Filters, no. Set color. Clear. There's an effect filter. What was it? It was... Hang on. Let me look at my filters for... I want to try to make that a little more clear. Hang on. Okay. Two. Color correction. Yeah, there we go. That's what I want. Okay. Color correction. Properties. No. Filters. Effect filters. Color correction. There we go. There we go. That opens it up a lot more. Now you can see me still. Okay. Alright. So. If Tron Uprising isn't S, I'm going to appear in your room tonight. Okay. Anyway. Kick Batowski. Well, wait. But I'm going to do that then because then we can hang out. Because then you're here. Okay. So Kick Batowski. It felt like it was trying too hard to be cool. At least that was kind of my opinion of it. I'm gonna put it in high C tier. Fish Hooks. You know, to be honest, Fish Hooks is a show that I think a lot of people revisited and were like, "Oh, hold on, this is pretty damn funny." And any issues with the cast members of the show aside, Justin Roiland and freaking Kyle Massey, in spite of that, honestly, I think Fish Hooked is going over by Brandy and Mr. Whiskers in A tier because it's honestly really good. It's really funny. Where is Motor City? Do I even have that on here? I don't even... I can't see. Okay, next up we have... Take Two with Phineas and Ferb doesn't count. We're not ranking Take Two with Phineas and Ferb. We're not ranking Jake and the Neverland Pirates. Motor City? Is that Motor City? I literally can't even see. what I'm looking at. So hold on. Yeah, that has to be Motor City. Okay, Motor City. Okay, so if we're saying Motor City needs to go, what? Motor City needs to go in A. I mean, I haven't seen it, but sure, I'll take your word for it. We can put it in A. Okay, Tron. Yeah, Tron deserved so much better. I think Tron deserved so much better. Um, Gravity Falls in S. Okay. You know what? Here's what I'm actually gonna say. I'm gonna move Darkwing down to A because it's as legendary as it is and as good as it is. I think S is reserved for like my favorite shows of all time. If that makes any sense. So I do really enjoy Tron. The biggest problem with Tron is that they didn't get to finish it, but it's super good. So I'm gonna have to keep it up there. Lilo and Stitch I have a soft spot for. Same with Kim Possible, of course. And Ember's New School is in B, so that's a good place for it. Okay. Alright, I feel good about this. Okay. So we're continuing on. Like I said, Motor City I haven't seen. Is Chuggington on the list of shows? I don't think Chuggington is on the list of shows. I mean, I wouldn't rank it anyways, but Chuggington I don't think it was a Disney owned show ever. Like, I don't think Disney created it. Chuggington and what was the other one? Like Jungle Junction and stuff like that. I think those were shows that they licensed. What do we have next? Jake and the Neverland Pirates does not count. No, this is Randy Cunningham, 9th grade ninja, I think. Wait. That's Randy Cunningham? Yeah, what? I feel like that should be way later. Or that might be another one that's not actually a Disney show. Let me see. Randy Cunningham. No, Randy Cunningham is not a Disney-owned show. Because it's not on the list of Disney television animation shows. Regardless, I don't really know enough about it to be able to properly rank it. Was there anyone here who did watch Randy Cunningham who would like to make a case for a tier for Randy Cunningham? It's definitely not going in S because I barely watched any of it. Tron as a franchise just can't catch a break, especially with Jared Leto being attached to the third movie. I mean, they have a freaking roller coaster, so, you know, it could be worse. They have a freaking roller coaster. Like, come on. Okay. Unless someone makes a case for Randy Cunningham within the next, like, 60 seconds, I'm gonna move on. We're not ranking Sophia the First. Paul Rudish Mickey, I have to put in S. Like, it's so good. It's so freaking good. Randy Cunningham looks interesting. Yeah, the art style is really cool. I just never went around and watched it. You know what? Let's put it in B tier. Why not? I think maybe it could be even better, but Wander. Oh man, Wander. Yes. I really do love Wander. I just unfortunately haven't watched enough of it to feel confident about putting it in S tier. Launchpad's gonna spawn in your house for putting Darkwing Duck at A. I had it in S and then I kind of moved it down because I'm like, you know what? S tier needs to be for shows that I'm like, these are shows that I have watched like every episode of and I absolutely love. And so that, and they're just, I mean, they're iconic for a reason. I mean, like, yeah, and of course Darkwing is iconic for a reason. DuckTales is iconic for a reason. But I think S tier has to be reserved for shows that I would say are like my favorite ever. Sophia the First is so good, and we're not ranking it because it's Disney Junior and it doesn't count here. Maybe what I'll do is I'll go through the list later and watch the Disney Junior shows and give them their own ranking because they deserve that. I think they deserve to be looked at as like, okay, how good actually is this for kids, versus not. Yeah, well, yeah, no, it is interesting how there's stuff that like Disney TVA didn't work on. That's like they got the revival later. Anyways, Wander. I mean, I gotta put Wander up here still. I don't think I've seen every episode, but I still really do love Wander. Oh, the 7D. This was a weird one. Is that a Gendy Tarkovsky show? Which one is Gendy? Wander's not Gendy. That was Craig McCracken, who. I think Craig worked under Gendy at one point, but he did not. But Gendy didn't work on Wander. I got pushed out of a server for joking about the Star vs. finale. What did you joke about it? What did you joke? I mean, Star vs. Oh goodness. Wonder Over Yonder? Yeah, Miraculous I don't even think is on here. I don't think Miraculous is on here, and thank God. Miraculous would be an instant F. My girlfriend would agree with you. Anyway, 7D, I'm gonna give that a B. Will this ranking also include Disney Junior originals not made by television animation, like Doc McStuffins and Muppet Babies? Wait, Doc McStuffins wasn't made by... I could have sworn Doc McStuffins was made by Disney TVA. And Muppet Babies I thought was made by Disney TVA. Whatever, we're moving right along. Pen Zero, that's another one I haven't really seen, so I kind of got to put it around the place where, like, Randy Cunningham is. Because I don't want to just put it in haven't seen, that's boring. Star Versus, oh boy. Okay, so the thing with Star Versus is I can't give it S tier. I just can't. Because I know what happened to it. I think you meant Gendy making Mickey Mouse short. You're thinking of Paul Rudish. Paul Rudish made the Mickey Mouse shorts. Yeah, it was Paul Rudish. Miraculous is super F. Okay, I'm just gonna say that Star Versus is a mixed bag, and it goes with other shows that are a mixed bag. So we'll put it at the top of C tier for now. Doc is from Brown Bag Films and Disney Junior Educational Resource Group. Okay, but I swear I thought they had a crew at Disney TVA. I don't know. Oh, we got 2 more eggs. Okay, so Double drives me insane. But there's some of those 2 more egg shorts that I actually really like and are really funny. The freaking CGI pals is so stupid. And it's like, it's so stupid, but like in the best way possible. Like, oh my god. We can do it if we're all CG, cause we're in 3D, and that guy's in a tree. And like, it's so like intentionally bad. And I don't like stuff that's like intentionally bad, but it's funny. Let's go low A tier. How about that? That's right. I just said 2 more eggs is better than Star vs. the Force of Evil. What are you gonna do about it? Power Pad. Do you seriously think I'm not gonna put Molly McGee in S tier? Come on, patience. But yeah, no, I agree. We need to, as much as we need to talk less about the live action remakes. We need to talk less about Miraculous, because then maybe Miraculous will go away. Okay, so yeah, and I get there's different animation studios, but like Mercury Filmworks animated Molly McGee, and that's still Disney TVA, unless like all of the production is out of house. But I don't know. Do you have a least favorite Phineas and Ferb episode? That might be something to look at. Actually, Airtime Thrill is a roller coaster enthusiast YouTuber I watch. He does a lot of ranking videos, and one thing he does, he's done, is he's ranked like worst coasters by each manufacturer. So like RMC is like the best of the worst. But then you go all the way down to like the worst of the worst. Maybe I could do that. Maybe I could do like what's the worst episode of each of my S tier shows. Except for Tron, because that doesn't really count, because A, there's not a bad episode of Tron, and B, it's hard to, like, how would I pick that? There's not that many episodes, and they're all pretty dang good, so, do you plan to do any live-action Disney stuff? It depends on what it is, to be honest. I think my niche is kind of animation, so I have to be careful about that, because if I take a ton of effort to make a video about something that my subscribers won't click on, the YouTube algorithm won't recognize it, and then it'll just be a dud, and then I have a video that I've spent time on that doesn't do anything for me, and that's not helpful. So I want to make stuff that, yes, Disney fanboy A113, you've said like 4 or 5 different times, we never forgive Disney for canceling Wanda and Milo. We know, yes, you don't need to keep saying that. But yeah, I could potentially do a tier list. I think especially with the live streams, I have a little more room to kind of talk about whatever, because it's going to mostly just be people hanging out. We have like 32 people in the chat right now. That's pretty good. I'm looking at my phone down here. But anyways, moving on. Where was I? Oh yeah. Fuck you, Pickle and Peanut. Okay. Actually, no. I can't just give it an F. I'm gonna give it a D. I really don't like the humor in most of it, but some of it is pretty funny. I think the problem is Pickle and Peanut coasts by way too much on being lol random and like gross out, and not in a fun way. And also they destroyed the Ducky Momo costume that they had made at the Phineas and Ferb crew. So I don't like them. Sorry. Sorry to anyone who liked Pickle and Peanut, because I don't like that. I don't like Pickle and Peanut. I'm sorry. Okay. Descendants, we're not ranking. I'm not doing that. It's okay. I keep seeing the same message pop up in the chat. I'm like, okay, yes, we get it. Okay, hold on. Let me go. Actually, change it. Yeah, well, people complain about the Mickey shorts being Ren and Stimpy, but like that was what Pickle and Peanut was to a T. Like, okay, all right, there. I can see the bottom of the list again. You should have kept Darkwing Duck at S. So I know I recognize the Darkwing Duck is legendary. Tell you what, maybe what we'll do is how's that? There, we have a legendary tier for shows that I recognize their impact and how important that they are, but I can't confidently put them in S tier. And I think that works out quite well then. The only problem is now you can't see anything, so let me adjust this again. Because you guys don't necessarily need to see what's happening behind the curtain. And that's your Darkwing Duck. Disney Afternoon Legends. Alright, there we go. Okay, well, now I have the problem once again of I can't actually see my list to be able to pull from, so actually I gotta move this again. Eventually I'll find the balance of this where I'm happy with how it looks. Or I'll have a second monitor set up so that I can just do this and not have problems with it. Alright, there. I'm not going to move this for the rest of the stream. And we're just going to be happy with it. Milo and his friends are going to be trapped on Octavia Planet for all eternity. Poor Milo. Okay. Alright. So... what is this next one? Okay, let me go back to my list. Let me go back to my list. Okay. Zen's Wicked World, is that... that's not Lion Guard, is it? What was before Milo? Is that Future Worm? Okay, I don't know. Is that... I don't know what this one is, actually. Because I did Pickle and Peanut. I did... that has to be... I said Descendants we're not ranking. I put Lion Garden not ranking, didn't I? Okay, well that has to be... I don't know. I don't know what that is. That's Future Worm. Okay. Never saw it. Don't know. Okay, so yeah, Future Worm, can't really comment on it. It seemed like something I wouldn't like, but I'm not gonna authoritatively say one way or another. Milo? Okay, Milo. Here's the thing. If it was just season 1, I would put Milo in S. The problem is season 2 had a lot of problems. I wish there was a fix for the slow chat. Yeah, I don't know what... I honestly don't know what to tell you. I might try something different later. But believe it or not, I think I'm actually going to put Milo in A. It's really good. It has some things that are holding it back from being one of my favorite shows. Obviously, I'm like, I love that Weird Al is Milo. I think that was inspired. I think there's a lot of fun things in it. I think the biggest problem is that it is a hard show to recommend because it's so, like, it gets so weird to the point where it's like, what are they doing? What are they doing here? I don't know. Yes, you can see T-Gem. We're getting there. Okay. Lion Guard, we're not ranking. Elena, funny coincidence here, I guess. Maybe not coincidence, but, I literally saw Elena coming up in the elevator today at work, so that was fun. But yeah, we're not ranking Elena. Nor are we ranking whatever Mickey Mouse project this is. We're in the T-Gem endgame. Okay, Tangled the series. Alright, you're gonna hate me for this, but I haven't actually finished watching that show. So I can't really put it in S. I can't really put it in Legendary, but it's gonna go in... it's gonna go in A tier, because everyone says it's really good. Everyone says it's really, really good. Um, Billy Dilly. Oh boy. What do we think about Billy Dilly? Personally, I look at that show and I go, wait, this was a Disney show? Why was it a Disney show? I'm going to get my water real quick. What if Doofenshmirtz doesn't like fish sandwiches? Well, what if he doesn't like fish sandwiches? I don't know. You tell me. What happens if he doesn't like fish sandwiches? Billy Dilly is kind of mid. Yeah. That's one of those where it's like, huh? Actually. I don't know where Allie is right now, but... Billy Dilly's going in, huh? Huh? Don't I love when the work of, like, you know, like minimum, like, 2 or 3 dozen people is just ranked by some loser on a YouTube channel who has never even seen your show. Doof should not have been on the rest of the series. I agree. I can't see the rest of your comment yet, but I agree. Adding Doof into the show and just having it be there just, like, sunk the whole thing, I think. Okay, DuckTales. Hall Cat, yes. DuckTales 2017, baby! No. There you go. Yes. DuckTales 2017 is better than the original. It's fantastic. It's a modern classic. It's awesome. Oh yes, it's everything. We love it. We love it. We love the cast. David Tennant as Scrooge is great. The nephews are great. And of course, I mean, you got Ben Schwartz, Mr. Sonic the Hedgehog himself, playing another blue character. We've been tangled into the series in C tier. That's fair. I've heard a lot of praise for it. I've heard criticism of it. I hear it's really good. Maybe I'll put it, since I haven't seen it, I'll put it back in B tier. That feels alright. Going back to the list. So we have Big Hero 6 the series. A show that started out with 22-minute episodes and then they kind of ran out of ideas and so they switched to 11-minute episodes. But it's from the people who made Kim Possible, so that's pretty cool. I'm gonna give it a B for Baymax. B for Baymax. Speaking of shows starting with a B, Big City Greens is next. So let me think. Honestly, I'm gonna give Big City Greens the coveted S tier because the Greens deserve it. They're about to have the longest running show in Disney television animation history. longer than Phineas and Ferb because their 5th season, I'm pretty sure, is going to start before, or maybe it already did start. I don't know. They technically were greenlit for a 5th season before Phineas and Ferb, I do believe, and it's been the longest continuously running show. The best siblings of the 2018s. How specific? How very specific. But yeah, I love Cricket and Tilly. Honestly, they're good. They're good. They're good. We love them. Big City Greens did not come out in 2020 because the Owl House came out in 2020, but we're not quite there yet because. Okay, actually, we're not ranking Fancy Nancy. You know what? Screw it. I don't want to mess up my ranking system more. Well, okay. It's going to mess it up regardless, so, alright. Well, Fancy Nancy is on this list because they're all television animation shows, but I've been putting the preschool shows in the not ranking list. Amphibia needs to be at least an A tier. Oh, Amphibia is in S tier. Chances are if I have merch that I paid for it, it's gonna be an S tier. And yeah, I said merch that... Hold on. Where is he? And yeah, I said merch that I paid for. I did not pay for him. So... Yeah, they still need to do the Darkwing Duck reboot. I agree wholeheartedly. They need to do that. Anyways, yeah, Amphibia's S tier. It has to be. It's so good. Amphibia is so good. Even if it has a few... I think maybe the biggest thing is that after True Colors, it's still really good, but it just never hits that high again. Because True Colors was just so good. But that's okay. And then, of course, its sister show, The Owl House. Let me think. Where am I gonna put it in S tier? I think actually, yeah, right here. Yeah, I love The Owl House. It's fantastic. It's such a good show. Obviously, huge milestone for representation. And just damn good show. And it's a shame that Disney was like, oh, well, this is a little weird for us. This is a little dark and edgy. It's like, yeah, embrace that. So Wonderful World of Mickey Mouse, I guess technically I have to put in S tier. Even though they're the same thing. So like, you know, this is this and this is this. Like you can't see my pointer. They're the same thing. They are the same thing. They are the same thing. So, yeah. Somebody I know said True Colors is emotionally manipulative. Okay, complaining that a piece of fiction is emotionally manipulative, like, that is its job. What are you talking about? Like, yes! So you stole the beta plush? No, I did not steal. Hang on. Okay, we'll get to Haley's on it, and then I'll tell you the story of the beta plush. We'll get to Haley's on it, so I'll tell you the story. Or once we get to Haley's on it, I'll tell you the story. Okay, yeah. Monsters at Work. I keep forgetting that this was technically Disney television animation. I like it. I haven't seen all of it. I saw season 1. I liked it a lot. I'm gonna put it in next here. And then Mickey Mouse Funhouse, we're not ranking. And then, of course, Molly McGee. I mean, S tier. It's my favorite show ever. It really is. So, if you were wondering where I would put it on the tier list, it's like, I mean, come on, obviously. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Got 12 things on S tier. Is gaslighting real? What do you mean? Media is supposed to make us feel things. Exactly. Like what kind of? Oh, it's it's emotionally manipulative. I can't believe this movie made me feel things. I can't believe this show, this silly little show about. I can't believe this silly little show about a ghost and a teenage girl made me cry like that. How do you do that? My only question was, is it above or below Phineas and Ferb? Yeah, it's above Phineas and Ferb. It's because as I think I kind of explained in the video about the evolution of my favorite show. Molly, no! She fell. It's okay. She's like, I'm okay. I'm okay. The thing is, it's like Phineas and Ferb as a kid growing up. That Phineas was everything I wanted to be, but Molly is everything I actually like. Like Phineas was like, oh man, it would be so cool to build a roller coaster in the backyard. Whereas Molly is like, it would be cool to help as many people as possible. It would be cool to really inspire change in my community and make people happy. It's so good. If you put Molly in FTR, I was going to send a team to investigate what happened to the real Chandler. Yeah. It's funny on my phone when I search cat, sometimes pictures of Molly show up. I'm like, she's a cat. She's part cat. She does the cat face. She does the cat face very well. I can't believe an anthropomorphic raccoon made me cry. Recurring raccoon, no! Oh, Milo. Okay, anyways. What is... Okay. Rise up, sing out. Okay, this was shorts. I don't care. I'm not ranking that. Chandler Court would have done an investigation. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, what Alice's Wonderland Bakery. It's funny. Someone who worked on that is working on Phineas and Ferb now, and they said that someone at the network really didn't like Alice's Wonderland Bakery, and that's why it got shafted. Which is kind of just wild to think about. That like that's the kind of thing that can just happen. Like a show can get all the way through to having episodes come out, and so the network's like, nah. Well, that's the way the cookie crumbles, I suppose. Okay. Oh man, we went from like, oh my gosh, I love this show, it's so good, to okay, what am I gonna do with you, Proud Family, Louder and Prouder? I can't just put you in F tier, and I don't want to put you in D tier. I think I'm gonna just okay. I'm gonna say mixed bag. I'm gonna say it's C tier. I'm gonna be charitable. There's things I like about it. There's things I hate about it. There's things that they just, in making a modern version of that show, they don't update it enough. They don't, like, they've updated some of the characters, some of the, and obviously some of the topics that they cover, and there's some very good episodes, but then there's like just the dynamic is really toxic between the different characters. What's wrong with Proud Family? It just, I most of the characters are awful. That's my problem with it. Most of the characters are awful. And, the episode of Proud Family I talked about in my LGBTQ rep video, the original show, the episode with Michael, that was really good, and I really liked it because it mostly focused on Penny and Michael and their friendship, and she's a really good friend. Penny is a great character. Penny Proud is an excellent character. She's kind, she's funny, She is passionate about what she believes in. She wants to help make the world a better place. And her friends and her family are constantly dragging her down. Um, for the most part, they are. Why are they still friends with La Cienega? Molly keeps doing dives off my desk. Molly, this is not a swimming pool. I can't believe a talking frog hugging a teenage girl made me emotional. The Frog and Molly McGee will do that to you. The Frog and Molly McGee, that's a show! I don't want to harp too much on Proud Family. Kim Possible is in S tier. It's all the way at the top. It's the purple one. It's the purple one. I might zoom in a bit. Okay. Yeah, Proud Family. No, Proud Family. I don't want to harp too much on it, but it's a mixed bag. There's good things in it. There's problems. I don't want to just say I hate it. It's an awful show, but it needs more reworking. Okay, what do we have next? We have Chibiverse. Okay, Chibiverse. Can the June plushie hit Molly with some unbridled truth to stop the diving? Well, she could, but she's actually in my car right now, and I don't want to go run outside to get her, so I'll have to bring her in later. What about Primos? We're getting there. Be patient. We are getting there. Okay, Chibiverse. A couple weeks ago, I would have put in, C tier, because it's a cheaper version of House of Mouse. But now I kind of have to put it all the way up here at A tier. Because the new version of Chibiverse is so good, and I'm really excited to see more of it. It's very fun. It's very, very fun. So, yeah, I can't believe this show about computer programs made me feel things. Is that a meme now? Are we doing that as a meme? Okay. So I have a story about Hamster and Gretel, about the first time I watched Hamster and Gretel. So, I was waiting for the first episode to air, and it was airing after Zombies 3. So I doze off, and then I wake up, and I hear the Bread song. Except it's not the Bread song, and I'm like, why are they singing a parody of the Bread song? And then I realized, wait, the whole point of Broken Karaoke is that they are parodies. And the Bread song... June will die, heat stroke. Well, it's not hot outside right now. But yeah, because I had heard, I just want to eat bread first, and then I heard the original version, even though the movie hadn't come out at the time the Bread song premiered. Anyways, Hamster and Gretel itself, and I remember I missed part of the first episode because I had dozed off because I was so tired. I had gotten home when I was exhausted. But the thing with Milo versus Hamster and Gretel, they're close. I think they're close. I think the biggest problem is I think Hamster and Gretel for me is missing something that Milo had, and I think it's Swampy's input, even though there's a lot of the other crew that works on both. There's a lot of that crew that works on both shows. And it's a very talented crew. I don't want to say that, there's something that's wrong with the crew. It's just there's something missing. And I think a lot of it is because so much of the show is just... A lot of the show is just superhero jokes. It's, you have the jokes about the text appearing. Okay, yeah, that's funny every so often. But, okay, the thing with the text appearing. So, they do the joke where the text appears in Hamster and Gretel all the time. Whereas, and it's, there's different, there's whenever Gretel's like, meteor punch or water tower punch or something like that. Like people can interact with the letters. They're physical objects, but it happens all the time. So it's just the status quo in this world. There's no comedy from it anymore because you do it all the freaking time because it's a superhero joke and that's one of the easiest jokes for you to fall back on. Whereas in Molly McGee, they do that joke with the ghost friends where Ollie is like, we're the ghost friends, and everyone's like, we already did that, and the letters fall and he kicks them, and that's super funny because guess what, that's not a normal part of this world, and so there's actually comedy that comes from it. It's actually funny, it's actually unexpected. Whereas, you get to the point with Hamster and Gretel where it's like a lot of the superhero jokes, it's all the same stuff. It's, haha, your name is lame, or we're going to break down how insane your powers are, or how dumb your powers are, or something like that. Like, and also, it tends to be really mean-spirited in a weird way that Milo Murphy's Law never was, and Phineas and Ferb absolutely never was. It felt like a preschool show more than a regular Disney cartoon. I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't say it's a preschool show. Actually, I've heard a fair amount of people compare it to Word Girl, and that kind of checks out. I haven't seen much of Word Girl, but that kind of checks out. So where do I put... Sorry. Where do I put Hamster and Gretel? I'm gonna put it in like mid-B tier, I think. And also, like, come on, Kevin can't catch a break. Like, he does so much for his sister. He's a great big brother. His relationship with Gretel is the best part of the dang show. The "your name is lame" joke was used once in Moon Girl. It was funny there. See, yeah, they don't overdo it. So, now we have Moon Girl, of course. And where else am I going to put Moon Girl but, like, all the way up here in S tier, where it belongs, getting its flowers. Right? Honestly, I think I put it above Owl House. It's just that good. It's just so good. It's so good, and it's a crime that not enough people have seen it. Because it's so damn good. Why did they give it Balance have superhero powers? Because the aliens are drunk or something? I don't know. The thing is, Moon Girl is a similar-ish premise. It's a girl who... Well, she doesn't actually have superpowers. She's just smart. But it's a girl and her pet, and they fight crime. They're very similar shows on the surface. But in practice, I think Hamster and Gretel's just missing something. It's not a bad show. I would never say it's a bad show. It's not appointment viewing for me. And whereas even Milo, even though it had its problems, I still would put Milo above Hamster and Gretel. So Hamster and Gretel goes in like mid B tier. Oh no, that's A tier. Is that A tier? That is B tier. I just can't see it because the quality is not the best. Because it shrunk down to fit on this screen. Because I still have to stream in like 780p. Because my internet is better now that it's not Spectrum. It's T-Mobile, but still not the best. Kevin deserves to have powers. I mean, obviously the whole point of the show is that he didn't get powers. But compared to Candace, it's funny, Swami was like, oh, we were mercilessly cruel to Candace in like one of the podcasts he was on with me. But like, Candace still gets to have wins sometimes. Because it's not fun to see this character that you really like, that's actually kind of the main character of the show, constantly lose. But enough about Hamster and Gretel. Yeah, Moon Girl deserves all the flowers. Moon Girl deserves the world and the sky and the moon and the diamonds. Would Moon Girl be cheating because a lot of the villains probably exist in the comics? I don't care. It's a Disney television animation show. Okay. So admittedly with Kif, I really like Kif. I haven't watched a ton of it, but everything I've seen, it's really good. I can't put it in S because I haven't seen enough of it, but Kif is king, yo, and Kif is gonna go in A tier. Because Kif is king, yo. How about that? Spectrum Internet sucks sometimes. Spectrum Internet sucks all the time. Spectrum Internet, along with my inexperience using OBS, is like the main villain of Operation Inhabitation. Moonbro is like one of the best shows, period. Like, seriously, I have Molly McGee at number 1, but like the line between number 1 and like number 6 is really close. They're all so good. Everything up there is fantastic. Okay. Oh boy. Alright, hang on. We got the Pooh series that his voice just sounds wrong. Ariel, which is cute, but whatever. Zombies, which I don't care about. Alright, the last 3. Yeah, I watched a little bit of the Lord of the Rings parody. I'm gonna have to watch that with my buddy Dave at some point. But we're down to the last 3. Okay, so Haley's on it. Oh boy, do I just have to put it in the mixed bag here? Because like there's, oh yeah, the beta plush. Okay, so I was really excited to go back to California last year because I was like, well, I know one showrunner who has a show that's currently in production. I was hoping I would be able, when I was originally planning to go to California before we knew that Molly McGee was actually over, I was like, well, hey, maybe they are already in production on season 3 and I can tour both parts of the studio. That didn't happen. But I'm like, okay, well, obviously I'd still love to get in touch with Swampy, so I emailed him. I'm like, hey, we're coming in March. I would love to be able to come visit the studio. He's like, yeah, we can get that set up. Just email my assistant and he'll take care of the details. And so we did. We got it set up. It's funny because our badges got like created and like our badges got like created and deleted a couple times because Swampy's assistant was like, oh wait, you guys are already cast members, you don't need to sign an NDA. So that all got figured out. The alpha song from Zombies activates my fight or flight response. What does that mean? But anyways, oh, Kyle, you're friends with one of the interns who worked on Haley's on it. That's cool. But so yeah, so I got to go visit the studio where they make Phineas and Ferb, which was really cool. I couldn't tell you anything about what I saw if I wanted to because everything was out of context. Like I saw some cool, artwork and details and things like that, but I'm like, none of it's gonna be stuff that I can even really recall until it actually airs. But it's funny because we almost didn't actually end up going, because Swampy, I guess, had something else going on. Was like, oh, we're really busy. Can we reschedule? I'm like, well, we can't because this is the last day we're gonna be here. And so he's like, okay, yeah, I know you guys can come. It's fine. I'll make it work. So we came to the studio. It was great. It was so wonderful to see Swampy again. But you can tell how little Swampy is actually at that office. Because we walked past his office at one point and it was completely empty, except for one thing. This plush that was sitting on his desk in an empty room. And I'm like, oh, that's Beta from Haley's on It. And Swampy's like, because you knew who he was, now he is yours. And so that's why I have him. Is that song from Zombies? Which one? The bread song? I need to make friends with more industry people. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty cool that I'm like, yeah, I know people. Okay, so I'm going to go... Actually, I don't need to go back to the list because I have 3 things left. So Haley's on it. Yeah. I mean, I've already said my piece about it, so I'm just going to go ahead and be like, this is a mixed bag and put it in... Do I have to put it... Where do I put Star Versus? Oh. Yeah, it's in good company next to Star Versus. I think Haley's on It is in very good company next to Star Versus because they wanted so hard to be Kim Possible, but they ended up being, Star Versus. Except at least Star Versus people actually liked the characters enough to ship them, whereas Haley's on It, I don't even feel like we really got that far. And then Primos. You know what? With Primos, honestly, I'm gonna do something kind of bad shit. Guess what? Primos is going in S tier. All the people who, you know, complained about it and gave them shit, it's a good show. It's a very good show. I really like it. It's honestly my favorite thing that's come out since Molly McGee. The characters are all really fun, and I enjoy it. The only problem, I guess I have to actually start writing my Primos video finally, but the one element of Primos that kind of holds it back is the fact that Nelly is constantly just shit talking Tater, like literally constantly. And like there's the one episode where, okay, she tries to imitate Tater, and it's like, oh, I look up to you. It's like, do you though? Because you're kind of just always here to tear her down. I don't know. I really like Primos. I think it's very good. I think more people need to give it a chance. As long as Reanimated had a very controversial song titled Being Alpha, and people are like, they canceled the Owl House for this. Well, no, they didn't, because that's not how budgeting at Disney Animation works. But I understand the sentiment. It's like, oh, so this is allowed to exist, but Owl House isn't. Yeah, I feel that. And last but not least, we have Stugo. Where's Owl House? Owl House is an S tier. So Stugo, I've barely seen, but what I've seen I really liked. I'm going to go Stugo over by Kiff, where I can tell it's a good show. I haven't watched much of it. My opinion may change, but for right now, that's where it's going to be. So, to recap, the final order of things. Let me zoom us in a little bit. Okay, so in S tier we have Molly McGee, Phineas and Ferb, Gravity Falls, Moon Girl, Owl House, DuckTales, Amphibia, Primos, the Mickey Mouse shorts in their various forms, Kim Possible, Big City Greens, Lilo and Stitch the series, Tron Uprising, and Wander Over Yonder. Legendary we have Gargoyles, DuckTales, and Darkwing Duck. Then in A tier, we have Chibiverse, Kiff, Stugo, Monsters at Work, Milo Murphy's Law, American Dragon Jake Long, Recess, Mickey Mouse Works, Weekenders, shoot, hang on, what is that one? I can barely see it. Hang on. Oh, Buzz Lightyear. Alright, that's Buzz Lightyear. Alright, Buzz Lightyear, Star Command, House of Mouse, Fillmore, Fish Hooks, Brandy, Mr. Whiskers, Motor City, Two More Eggs. And then... Oh, you have no idea what Stugo is? Well, the basic premise of Stugo is that 6 overachieving middle schoolers... let me move this out of the way for a second. 6 overachieving middle schoolers... Oh, hang on. There we go. 6 overachieving middle schoolers are sent to an exclusive summer camp on a remote island, but that turns out to be a scam, and the mad scientist Dr. Lula, she's just hauled them there because she wants free labor to try and fix some laser that she's made. And the kids are like, well, we want to stay here. We don't want to go. And so they end up staying for the summer and experience all sorts of dangerous nonsense. Okay, so going back to the list. Yeah, so Chibiverse, Kiff, Stugo, Monsters at Work, Milo Murphy's Law, American Dragon Jake Long, Recess, Mickey Mouse Works, The Weekenders, Buzz Lightyear Star Command, House of Mouse, Fillmore, Fish Hooks, Brady and Mr. Whiskers, Motor City, and 2 more eggs. And then we get Tangled the Series, Aladdin, Tarzan, Hercules, Big Hero 6, Dave the Barbarian, The Emperor's New School, Hamster and Gretel, Winnie the Pooh, Gummy Bears, Chip and Dale, Tailspin, Goof Troop, Pepper Ann, Teacher's Pet, Lloyd in Space, The Replacements, Randy Cunningham, Pen Zero, and the 7D in B tier. Those are in B tier. C tier, we have Proud Family, Louder and Prouder, Star vs. The Force of Evil, Haley's on It, Kick Buttowski, The OG Proud Family, Little Mermaid, Mighty Ducks, and Timo Supremo. D tier, we have The Buzz on Maggie and Pickle and Peanut. And F tier, we have possibly the worst show Disney television animation has ever made, Schnookums and Meat. So as you can see, there's a lot of good things on here, and not a whole lot that I would say is mediocre or bad. There's a lot of good shows that they've made over the past, like, what? Well, it started in, like, the late 80s, right? So 85, 95, 95 to 2005. Yeah, the last, like, 40-ish years, something like that. I like how there's a lot of love for the more recent Disney cartoons. Yeah, well, I mean, I think obviously ones like Darkwing and the OG DuckTales and Gargoyles are going to get a lot of love. And a lot of the other ones like Goof Troop and Quack Pack, those will get love from people who watched them when they were kids. But I think objectively, if you look at the kind of stuff they're able to do with the more modern shows, they just have an advantage because they have more creative freedom. They're able to do more with the storytelling of these shows because they're not just meant to fit in a box. They're not meant to sell toys because they don't have merch to begin with. But I do agree with you about Hamster and Gretel. I was so mad at the finale of season 1. Hiromi just needs to look at her phone or TV and see that Kevin was kidnapped, and that's why he was late. Yeah, well, like, and I understand, like, Hiromi's like, you know, you're always late, and I get that, but, like, I don't know. I think it doesn't work because the whole secret identity thing is dumb. Because people not being able to figure out that the little girl crime fighter is the same Gretel as the little girl. It's like, what are we doing here? Like the Clark Kent glasses thing is stupid, but it's, oh my goodness. Don't mind them. They probably think anything new is bad. Yeah, I mean, pretty much. Okay, so my mom is calling me, which means she's asking about dinner, which means I think it's about time for us to wrap up here. But this was a good time, and I enjoyed doing the tier list with you guys. So I'm definitely going to do more stuff like this because I feel like this was a success. So until next time, this is Chandler Dear Shane. I'll see you guys later.